Welcome back everyone to the Optum Care Community Centers. Today we have another throwback exercise session. Vicki is going to take us through an active stretch. All you'll need for this class is a chair, so go ahead and grab a comfortable place to sit and join us for a great stretch session. Before engaging in this program, make sure you are in good physical condition and do not suffer from any known disability or condition which would prevent or limit your participation in this exercise program. An examination by a physician should be obtained by anyone prior to commencing a fitness and/or exercise program, or initiating a substantial change in the amount of regular physical activity performed. If you choose not to obtain a physician's consent prior to beginning this fitness program, you should continue at your own risk. It is your sole responsibility to participate in exercises that are appropriate for the current status of your health. It is your responsibility to ask your doctor if this activity is appropriate before participating. This program is not medically supervised, and exercise activities are led by independent fitness instructors or employees of Optum Care. Optum Care Network of Arizona is not responsible for the actions or omissions of the instructors or other program participants.
Hi everybody, before we get started on this active stretch class, I just want to mention a couple different things. I do want you to have a chair handy because we are going to be utilizing this chair quite a bit. The other thing I want you to be mindful of is that you can actually hurt yourself stretching if you stretch too deep. So what I want you to pay attention to is how your body is feeling. If you start feeling maybe a little bit of an electrical shock type of feeling, tingling, numbness, that might be an indication that you're stretching a little bit too deep. So if you start feeling that, then I want you to come out of it, readjust yourself, and then go back into the stretch a little bit more gently, okay? But the biggest thing is just pay attention to how your body's feeling. Now, I always do a warm-up, a little bit of a warm-up before we actually get into the stretches. So we're gonna start that right now. So what I want you to do, you've got your chair here if you need it for balance, so you can hang on to it if you need to. If not, you're just right beside your chair. So what I want you to do is hands on the hips, and then just go ahead and start lifting those heels up like you're just doing a little walk. And then either with one shoulder or both, if you're not hanging onto your chair, and you might be able to do it even if you're hanging onto your chair. Roll those shoulders back and around as you're taking those heels up and alternating them. All the while, nice deep breaths. Very nice. Let's do 4 more rolls here. So there's 4, 3, 2, and last one. Go ahead and drop both heels, and then we're gonna take our outside foot and just take that ankle and wiggle it around a little bit. Take a little circle with it. Really important to warm up those joints from top to bottom. Now reverse your circle, opposite direction. Very nice, couple more. And then bring that foot back in, just maybe wiggle it out a little bit, and then we're gonna take the opposite foot, again, your chair's here if you need it, and just circle that ankle around. And reverse. Nice job, couple more circles. There you go, bring those feet back in, and whenever you're standing up and you need a little wiggle, just go ahead and do a little march. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn my chair, because I want you to be able to use this for balance. And we're gonna go ahead and take our hands on the back of the chair. So we're gonna take one leg and we're gonna extend it all the way out with our heel up, okay? All I'm gonna do is take a nice deep inhale. I'm gonna keep my belly engaged and my back straight. I'm just gonna exhale and drop my heel down. So you should feel a nice little stretch in the calf. Maybe it's moving up toward the hamstring area, right back in through here. And we're not leaning into the chair. We're just using that chair for balance. That's why we need to have nice, strong core here engaged. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit more stretch, all you have to do is bring that heel up, slide your toe back just a tiny bit, and drop that heel back down again. So does anybody know ideally how long we should hold a stretch? 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Ideally, we want to hold a stretch for at least 30 seconds, if not more, if we've got the time. We're not going to be able to hold it for longer than 30 seconds right now, but if you're doing this on your own, try and hold those stretches for at least 30 seconds to a minute. All right, go ahead and lift that heel up. We're going to bring that leg in to meet the opposite. Just walk it out a little bit. Feel that blood warming up. And we're gonna take that back, the opposite leg back, same exact thing. Heel stays up to begin with. I always say take a nice deep inhale, exhale, and drop that heel. Again, just using the chair for balance. So after you've sat in this stretch for a little bit, if you feel like you need more, bring that heel up, slide that toe back a little bit, and drop the heel back down. If not, if that's enough for you, just stay where you're at. When I show these levels that we go up to, that does not mean that you have to go into that level. That's just an option. Very nice. So bring that heel back up, bring that leg in to meet the opposite, walk it out a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna turn my chair one more time because we're gonna use the seat of the chair this time. So now my head is gonna be facing the back of the chair. So I'm gonna stand up nice and tall. I'm gonna back away from the chair just a little bit, pull my belly in, I'm gonna pull my shoulders back, and all I'm gonna do is hinge from the hips, slide my tush back a little bit, and I am going to put my hands on the chair. Immediately in this position, you're gonna feel a nice deep stretch through your hamstring area and up through your glutes. And I'm gonna show you how to get a little bit deeper stretch too if you need it. If not, you stay here. If this is enough for you and you're really feeling it, just stay here. If you feel like you need a little bit more, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can just bend your elbows slightly and keep your back straight, and pretty much just bring your face a little bit closer to the seat of the chair. And then another option, I know a lot of you stretch on your own, so you might be pretty flexible here. Another option for you is just to take yourself all the way down to your forearms. And again, that's gonna be really deep. So just really gauge it and see how you feel with this. Nice deep breaths as we're sitting here. You actually might even feel a little bit of shaking while you're in this stretch. And that's okay, as long as you're not feeling any pain or tingling, numbness, anything like that. All right, very slowly and very carefully, we're gonna come back up onto the hands, bend the knees, and then slowly roll it back up. Woo, feeling it in that backside. So let's go ahead and turn our chairs. And I'm gonna sit down. So we're gonna go ahead and just take a seat in the chair. Now we're still gonna work on the lower body a little bit, but we're gonna be taking it in the chair here. So what I'm gonna have you do is just take one foot, or one leg I should say, and extend it all the way out. Now this can get a little bit challenging for your hip, so if you feel like your hip's kind of catching a little bit, all you need to do is just open it up at a little bit of a diagonal, and that'll kind of open that hip up a little bit and take that catch out of it. However's comfortable, but we're gonna sit up nice and tall, back is straight, shoulders are back, and all I'm gonna do, again, I'm gonna hinge from the hip, toes up to the ceiling, and I'm just going to hinge from the hip. So pretend I've got a string and I've got it attached to your chin and I'm just pulling it toward me, and it's just pulling you toward me. And again, you're gonna feel it in that backside a little bit. Now, real quick, if you need more on this one, if this is enough, stay here, but if you need more, you're just gonna take that same arm and you're gonna reach for your toes. You might only get here, that's okay. If you can go toward their foot, that's okay too. Again, gauge it on how you feel. Feeling it in that backside of that leg. Very nice. Gently roll it up. Bring that leg in and just kind of wiggle it out a little bit. Let's hit the other side. So we're gonna do the same thing. Leg extends, toe up to the ceiling, nice and tall, hinging forward. So why do we stretch? Most people think we need to stretch before or after exercise, which is very important, but stretching is very important to our daily activities. Functional training, which is basically movements that we do every day. So if you're not in a stretching program now, it'd be a good time to start. 10, 15 minutes a day. Now reach for those toes if you can. Beautiful, go ahead and roll it back up. Bring that leg in and again, walk it out a little bit. So stretching prepares us for things that we do on a normal basis. It's not only just about preparing us for exercise or cooling us down for exercise, it prepares us for everything that we do throughout our day. So keep that in mind too when you start thinking about a stretching program. All right, so we're gonna sit up nice and tall in the chair again. You're gonna keep your legs at about a 90-degree angle, about hip width apart. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take a nice deep inhale up, and then we're gonna take it into a nice spinal twist. So all we're gonna do is just twist to one side. Now you can see that my opposite arm is crossing my opposite leg. I'm also facing the way that I'm twisting. So I'm not like this, I am this way. That's gonna deepen my twist just a little bit. This is great for the spine, great for the back, the core. Now to deepen this stretch a little bit, all we need to do is just press in with both arms. We've got one arm on the back of the chair, one arm across our leg. We're gonna press in a little bit deeper with our arms that sit up a little taller and twist just a tiny bit more. Again, that's only optional if you feel like you need a little bit more of a stretch. Very nice, very gently untwist yourself and then come back to center. Kind of wiggle it out a little bit. Should feel that after you unwrap. So let's do the other side now. So nice deep inhale. Exhale, now we're gonna just go to the other side. Sit up nice and tall. So big challenge here is to stay up nice and tall. So think posture when we're stretching as well. So I don't want to be sitting in the chair like this because I'm not really getting much of a deep stretch. If I think about my posture, pulling my core in, my shoulders back, my posture all of a sudden elongates. I get nice and tall, and now I feel that stretch a little bit deeper. Activating that stretch a little bit more if you need to. Press in with those arms, twist a little bit deeper. Again, being mindful about how your body's feeling. Very nice. Go ahead and release, come back to center, and wiggle it out. So let's move up a little bit. Let's get some of that upper body going. So if I'm in the chair, so I've got the back in my chair. So a couple things that you can do. You can either grab on to the sides of your chair, or if you can get back behind, I'm gonna turn around just so you can see me real quick. You can go back behind your back and interlock your fingers. Okay, so those are options for you here. Grabbing your chair is gonna be a little bit more of a building block. Interlocking your fingers is gonna take it up a notch. So whatever you're comfortable with. Now notice my shoulders. If I stay like this, not getting much of a stretch. Whichever position I am with my hands, I wanna pull those shoulders open. So now I'm feeling a little bit of a stretch through my chest here. I call it the upper blade of your chest. Now to deepen this stretch a little bit, if I've got my hands interlocked behind my back, as I do here, I'm gonna just lift my arms up just a touch, not much, just lifting them just a tiny little bit. If I have my hands on the sides of my chair, I'm gonna hinge forward a little bit and really squeeze my shoulder blades together. So there are your options there. All the while, nice deep breath. All right, so we're gonna release that lift a little bit if you've got your hands interlocked. If you're leaning forward, just come back a little bit. We're gonna stay in this position though. So if you need to shake out a little bit, join me back when you're ready. Now what you're gonna do is just bring your hands towards your rear end if you've got your hands behind you, or keep them on your chair, sitting up nice and tall, and then I'm gonna take my chin to the chest. Now right away when I take that chin to the chest, I'm gonna turn again so you can see me. I'm gonna feel a nice stretch down through my neck, a little bit through my traps, which is the top of my shoulders. But to feel a little bit more in that stretch with my chin down, I'm gonna take my shoulders and I'm gonna press my shoulders down and press my hands down toward the seat of my chair. If I have my hands on the side of the chair, I'm gonna lean forward a little bit and do the same thing. Just try and press my shoulders down a little bit, and that's gonna deepen that stretch through the neck. A lot of us carry our stress in between our shoulder blades, which travel up toward the neck area and in our traps, so this is a really good stretch for that. Very nice. Bring that chin back up. Release the hands very gently. Open it up. You never want to do too sudden of movements when we're in these stretch positions. So just go ahead and wiggle it out a little bit. Very nice. Now we're going to go on to our hands. We always forget about our hands, but this is really important. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take one arm and just extend it out. Now if that bothers your shoulders to hold your arm out, that's okay. You can just bring it here. And then all I'm going to have you do is just take your fingers and press your fingers back a little bit. So now you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch through the forearm area here. Just try and relax through it a little bit. Great job. Now release that wrist very gently and then just take the wrist and just rotate around, just like we did on the ankles when we first started. Now reverse your circle. Beautiful. We're going to change to the other side. So here comes the other arm. We're going to extend it out, palm away from you, grab those fingers and just pull back. Again, just paying attention to how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. Woo, very nice. Release that wrist very gently. And then just go ahead and circle the wrist. So some of us might have some arthritis in our wrists, maybe in our fingers. This is a great exercise, or I should say a great stretch for that. Nice, and then just go ahead and bring it in. Okay, shake those hands out. We're gonna do another exercise here, which is really good, actually for the thumbs. So we're gonna take our hands in a prayer position, but what I want you to do is open up your fingers in a wide prayer position. And again, I'm gonna turn so you can see where I'm positioning my thumbs. I'm gonna keep my elbows out, but I'm gonna take my thumbs and put them right on my chest. Again, sitting up nice and tall. And then all I'm gonna do is keep my elbows lifted a touch, and I'm gonna rotate my fingers, keeping contact with my chest, down toward my belly button. So now I'm gonna turn toward you so you can see me. So now I should be feeling a stretch going through the thumb area in here and then on the inside of my arm. Try not to shrug. It's really easy to get into this position here, but try and relax. Keep those shoulders down and just breathe through it. Try and keep connected on that prayer position. Your palms are connected. And then we're gonna bring it back up. Now this is gonna take it a little bit of a step further. So if this is enough for you, just do the same exact thing that we just did. This time though, I'm gonna have those of you that want to take it up a notch, we're gonna go into that closed prayer position, which this is gonna deepen that stretch a little bit, but we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take our thumbs and connect them to our chest. Our elbows are lifted just slightly. We're gonna try and stay connected to the chest area, and we're gonna rotate those fingers down toward our belly button. Now with that closed prayer position that we're in, you should be feeling it a little bit deeper through that thumb area and radiating through that arm. So again, gauge it, see how you feel. If it's a little bit too much for you, bring the fingertips up until you still feel it a little bit, but not quite as much. Ooh, very nice. How we feeling? Kind of waking everything up. Go ahead and bring those fingers back up. Oh my goodness, feeling that in the wrist a little bit. Release, and then just shake it out. You might need to take those thumbs and wiggle them out a little bit this way. Very nice, everybody. Shake everything out. Let's roll those shoulders back again here. Just open up those shoulder blades. I like to end on some nice deep breaths. Okay, so take the shoulders and roll them back in those back pockets. Nice job. We're gonna take a nice deep inhale all the way up. Remember, if this bothers your shoulders, you're not gonna reach above the head. Exhale it out. Inhale. Now on the next 4 inhales, all I want you to do is as you inhale, you're gonna draw your shoulders up to your ears, and then you're gonna forcefully exhale. 3 more times. Inhale. 2. And last one, everybody. Nice job, everybody. I hope that opened you up a little bit, makes you feel a little bit better. Join me next time for the next active stretch. Stay safe.